Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to Craig's Garage. Today we're going to be making a comparison between the RollRoad Emma 3.0 2024 version and the new and slightly different and improved 2025 version of the Emma 3.0, or maybe even the 3.0.2. Here they are. Okay, so at first glance, the two bikes look very similar. The black one's a 2024, the white one is the 2025 Emma 3.0 that I purchased for my wife. But we're going to dig a little deeper here and take a look at all the little differences, at least the ones that I've uncovered. Okay, the first noticeable change between the 24 and 25 models of the Emma 3.0 that I noticed were the brake calipers and pads were different. The 24 model is seen here. They say S4 4-piston. And the pads themselves, I've had them out already. They appear to be maybe an organic or maybe a metallic organic mix composite. Not really sure, but they do have like cooling fins on the back of them. Then if we look at the 25 model, the cooling fins are gone, but there's a big open kind of a golden colored plate. And these pads, when I've had them out, are more of a metallic composite. And pistons are still 4 pistons per caliper, unbranded, slightly different caliber. They're the same front and rear on this bike and on the 24 model. The calipers are about the same front and rear. But what I did notice with these is they're a much harder brake pad. Now you can get some squeal in certain conditions, and we have a very hilly area. I've had to deal with a little bit of squeal. I haven't quite got it fine-tuned out yet, but what noticeable thing is when I come back from a ride, I always blow down the bikes with compressed air for the pads and blow off the dust. You don't get any dust off of these, so there's not a whole lot of wear going on apparently with the harder metallic, and both seem to have equal braking capabilities, so no problem there. But just one of the first improvements or changes that I've noticed. All right, the next thing is a very subtle difference. Now, my seat does not sit down on the regular frame. I've built risers because I have very long legs and I need to get the seat a little bit higher. And this is the seat on the new bike, totally stock, the way it was designed to mount to the bike from the factory. Seats virtually look identical, but I've noticed during a long ride that the seat on the newer model, Emma 3.0, seems to be a little bit softer. I don't know if they changed the foam slightly, if it was just a vendor thing or it was actually done by design, but it definitely seems slightly more comfortable. And again, this is just a subtle difference, but it's something I noticed. All right, this next feature is really a kind of cool one, but you wouldn't notice it until you go to charge. So here's the older 3.0. And you have the USB port and also the charging port there. But then on the newer model, they have added an on-off switch for your front battery. Both bikes have the rear battery switch, but this would enable you to actually turn off your front battery, I suppose, and just run on the rear battery. But I thought that was a really kind of cool addition to the already existing features on the bike. The batteries appear to be interchangeable between bikes, so I'm guessing, don't know this for sure, you'd have to check with RollRoad that if you order a new battery for your bike now, it would probably come with a switch, but again, you'd have to check with RollRoad on that one. I'm not really sure. Now here's a pretty cool addition to the changes that they made on the bike. On the left, my 2024, and on the right, the 2025 Emma 3.0. I have the bikes in the on position, and I have both brake levers taped back to activate the brake light. So on the left, you just get a brighter light, or if you have your headlights on, you have a running light, then the rear light just gets brighter. But when you brake the 2025 model, it actually flashes, which I think is a really nice safety upgrade. And I have a short video of my wife going down the road, and I'm following her on my bike, and it really makes her visible. In addition to that, I do use the little flashers, as you can see, hanging on the bags. You can't have too much safety when you're out there on the road, and we normally do ride roads. Okay, this next one is actually a change that I made. I put an aftermarket stem on my bike right here. You can buy these on Amazon, bike shops. But the original stem that came with the bike stuck out quite a bit further forward, and I wanted to get the handlebars back closer to me for a more comfortable ride. So I ordered that and replaced it, but they have upgraded the stem as well. So the new stem, it's actually pretty beefy looking, and it gets that handlebar back close to the post where the stem mounts. So it looks like a good upgrade, and it actually appears to be a little bit more heavy duty than the aftermarket one that I installed. So not really that noticeable, but if you want the handlebars back a little closer, and there's all kinds of adjustable stems you can buy, but these seem to work out pretty well for us. All right, this change is pretty subtle, but I noticed it because I'm always loosening, tightening things, and when you go to mount the wheel for the front wheel here, you can see that on the left, which is a 2025 model, on the right, 2024 model, but on the left we have a hex cap screw that is going into the axle, whereas the older version on the right is like an acorn nut or a cap nut. So a slight difference there. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that was. Don't know if it's an upgrade, stronger. Both seem to mount fine, both work well, something you'd probably never notice once you get the front wheel installed. Okay, that brings us to the last change, and actually the best change, and it is significant. I noticed while riding my wife's new 2025 version that it more easily climbed the very steep hills that we have in this area of Berks County, Pennsylvania. And actually, my older bike, there are some grades that are steep enough that it just could not make it up on throttle alone. I had to do a little pedal assisting. For the most part, the 2024 version is very adequate and enough power for most people, I would say. But since we have those very steep grades, there are times when a little bit of extra power is very helpful. And it's pretty significant actually in the 2025. I believe they made a speed controller, battery balancer change, or something along those lines, maybe some additional programming within. But the power difference on hill climbing is definitely a big difference. And I have a couple videos to show you some comparisons that I made with both bikes. Same grade, same distance, and you can see the difference in the amounts of speed they were able to attain coming up those grades. Okay, let's see what the Emma 3.0 older version will do on a pretty good incline here. And we're just going to use throttle only, no pedaling. .4 miles per hour, it looks like. Okay, now we're going to try the Emma 3.0, what I like to call a 3.0.2, the 2025 version of the Emma 3.0, and see what it can do on the same hill climb, same distance, and let's go. All right, we're already up to 18 miles an hour. And there, 19 miles an hour, same distance, same incline. Okay, and there you have it. The differences, upgrades that I found to the Emma 3.0 by RollRoad, or 3.0.2. Maybe they'll rename it, not sure. But anyway, you've seen the different upgrades, and as I said in the first video that I did on my older Emma, the bike definitely checked all the boxes. Well, there's more boxes to be checked apparently, because I found a few additional goodies in here that I think will help you make an informed decision. So if you're looking for a very capable cargo type e-moped, the RollRoad Emma 3.0 seems to pretty much do it all. Hope you enjoyed this.